Metal Up World, this is CJ with metalmotivation.com. This is the first episode of a 5-part video series from my online coaching program entitled How to Get Over a Breakup. I'd have to say that the number one question I get, the number one issue that people write into me about is what to do about a breakup. They just went through a breakup with a girlfriend, a boyfriend, sometimes even the more devastating aspects of separation and divorce. These are climactic things in people's life, emotionally devastating. So I understand why people write in about it. It's not the usual topic for something like motivation per se, but it is a very real occurrence that's happening all the time, and maybe you are going through that right now. Maybe you in your life are trying to get over a relationship and it just seems to go on and on. You're devastated, man. Emotionally, you are drained. You just can't seem to move into that better season. You long for those better days when you used to be independent and strong. Maybe you don't understand why it happened. Maybe you wish more than anything that that person would take you back, but maybe they won't. And what are you going to do about that? Are you going to be able to make it? You've got these sad love songs that say, I can't live without you. Well, let me tell you something. You can live without that other person, and you're going to have your strength returned to you, but you've got to understand what's happening to you right now, how to get past it, the steps you need to take to make a stronger you, and you can prevail through this. This season can be something for you that makes you into a better person and gets you ready for what lies ahead for you. The sudden end of a relationship can really feel like it's the end of the world. And when people write into me, that's what they say. If you've ever been through a breakup in the past, maybe you know what that feeling is like. Feeling like the end of the world. Your life stops. Your routine immediately breaks down. You can't eat. You can't stop crying. You're wearing all of your friends and family members out, going on and on about this other person. You just think you're never going to get over this. Well, guess what? You are going to get over this. And if you do things right, you're going to get past this initial bad stage quickly, and your strength is going to return to you. You've got to be able to believe that, though. But remember this is the most important aspect, that whenever emotions are involved in anything, whether it's the loss of a loved one or a loss of something like this, whenever emotions are involved, we always exaggerate the circumstances. We always exaggerate the feelings. It's just the way that it is. When you're dealing with things like simple math, your mind doesn't exaggerate a problem. But when you're dealing with emotion, especially that which is involved in personal loss, your mind will exaggerate what's happening to you. So understand that whatever you're going through, you are only as sad as you think you are. Now, again, I'm not going to tell you just to metal up and get over it. I'm not about to do that. You'd be amazed how deep we're going to go into this over the next 5 videos and what kind of understanding you're going to glean. It's going to be a revelation to some of you. I'm not going to tell you just to get over it. We're going to follow very real steps, learn some things even from the ancient world about how they dealt with grief. And I think you're going to be amazed at just how powerful some of this instruction is. But remember that initially, right now, you are exaggerating the circumstances because we are only as sad as we think we are. This is why the imagination can make things worse in whatever it is you're dealing with, whether sadness, grief, fear, anger. Imagination will always make things worse. Because in a situation like a breakup, you start thinking that that other person, the person who left you or broke up with you, is just living it up, that this is the most joyful season of their life, and it makes it worse for you. You think that they're already in love with somebody else, or they're having the greatest sex of their life now that they're away from you. You start to see yourself and imagine yourself now as a victim instead of what you were, a secure person. And you start to imagine yourself sometimes even worse, that you're going to really show them by harming yourself. You're going to really show them by, magnifying your sadness. You're going to really show them by hanging your head low. Or even worse, you're going to really show them by destroying yourself. We don't want to get to that place We don't want to use those pathetic methods to get over where we are. It's about personal strength. It's about developing yourself during this very difficult season and the things that you can do to get over it. But what is really happening to you right now? Why are breakups so damn devastating? Well, the main reason why, and some people would call it a soul tie, you are attached emotionally to someone else. And you're experiencing something very similar to what an addict would go through when they suddenly go through withdrawal. When they're suddenly cut off from that substance, they experience withdrawal symptoms. And those symptoms are not all that dissimilar from what you're experiencing as you go through a breakup. The sudden cutting off of a relationship unexpectedly can leave you feeling much like an addict trying to get over a substance, because you're suddenly going cold turkey and you feel that emotionally. That's why even a relatively short relationship can be devastating. I'll often have people write into me and say, that they're going through a breakup right now and they want to know what to do. And I'll ask them, how long were you dating this person? And they'll say, 6 or 7 months. And I'm thinking, 6 or 7 months? That's really not a lot of time. But think of how addicted you can get to certain substances in 6 or 7 months. It all depends on you and how great attachment you create during that time period. Still, the withdrawal can be just as devastating as someone who's been dating someone for 6 or 7 years. That's why. It's because it is the breaking of an emotional addiction. That's why it's so difficult, because you're breaking essentially an emotional addiction. Breakups are harmful because they damage your self-esteem. They leave you confused. They cost you in time and emotional energy. They strain your friendships. Breakups will leave you embittered. This is why these things are so devastating, which is why you really need to take them seriously. It's not just about finding relief. It's making sure that you don't end up a worse person for this, that you don't live in bitterness, that you don't become a cynic now to the opposite sex from here on out. That's why breakups are important. But if you learn what to do during this awful season, you can become a stronger person. You can become better prepared for that next relationship. You can become an example to others about how to handle a tragedy. You can become more healthy, actually. You can become more effective at controlling your mind and your emotions. It's during the crises of life where our mettle is really tested, where we are proven. And if we can learn to embrace the trials, not run from them, because they're not going to leave you. The more you hide doesn't make it any better. It's better to face the flames, embrace the trials. Don't let it shape you into a weapon of destruction. Let it turn you into a tool for building. It comes down to how we handle the flames of these fiery trials. So when you're going through a breakup, what happens and what you do is so critical, not just to finding relief and getting that relief quickly, but becoming a better, stronger person after it. That's what I want to cover in these next few videos. If you'd like to learn more, if you'd like to become a part of it, then you can join in my online life domination coaching program. Just visit the link below. You can find more information about how to do that. I'd love to see you there. I always give this first episode for free. This is my gift to you. I hope you dig it. So come along and join me in the online life domination coaching program. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.